ॐ दक्षिणस्य समारम्भा शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमा अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ता स्मर्या गुरुपरम्परा श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणम् सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। परिज्ञानाश्रम श्रीगुरुशङ्कर परिज्ञानाश्रम शङ्कर सद्गुरु केशववामन कृष्ण पाण्डुरङ्ग आनन्द परिज्ञान गुरु सद्यो जात शङ्कर सद्गुरु गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभाङ्गं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिहृद्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथं. So, we are studying Vishnusahasranama with a deeper vichara into every name. Chanting itself, I told you, is a very auspicious activity. Chanting itself as an upasana gives me the jnana yogyata prapti. But then when we do Vishnu Sahasranama Vichara, that is trying to understand the meaning of every nama, we are going into the lakshartha of the name. We are not restricting ourselves to the vachyartha, just to one name, what it is superficially. No. We are trying to see what actually this name indicates, what is actually the hidden meaning or the lakshartha behind it. And whenever we chant the Sahasranama, knowing the meaning of what we are chanting, the meaning of every word, every name, at least one or two meanings. As I told you, every name, every nama has many meanings, as given by Bhagavan Shankaracharya. For every name, Bhagavan gives more than 3 or 4 interpretations. Of course, for those who are studying very detailed study of Vishnu Sahasranama Vichara, that's okay. But for us now, this is more of an upasana para text we are taking. After having done all these Vedanta texts for the last 4 years, now we are taking something which is more upasana associated. At the same time, trying to see the meaning behind every nama of Vishnu Sahasranama so that my chanting of Vishnu Sahasranama becomes more effective. The punya that I get by chanting every name with an understanding of its lakshartha. Lakshartha means the deeper meaning, the implied meaning, which I may not be able to see superficially in every name. When that kind of a study is done, then we find that our chanting or our upasana becomes much more fruitful. It becomes much more effective. And we are able to see Lord Vishnu as that very Nirguna Brahman or Atma which is pervading the entire universe. We start seeing that all that we studied, all that we learned in the last 4 years in our Vedanta texts, here Though this is an Upasana para text, Vishnusahasranama, we are seeing that all that we studied in the last 4 years, ultimately, that Atma or Brahman, which we talked about for the last so many years studying Vedanta, it's nothing but the Jagat Karanam, the manifest, the Atma, which is manifesting as the entire universe. And ultimately, Lord Vishnu, in this context, is that consciousness, that Brahman, who manifests in a million ways. And this Vishnu can be invoked with million names, million forms. Sahasranama is only a sample of 1,000 names which we can, think of Lord Vishnu as a Vishwarupa Ishvara. So what we are doing here is Vishwarupa Ishvara Upasana, which is going to give us more yogyata to enter into Jnana Yoga or into Vedanta. So we were in the fifth verse. I think we were in the fifth verse, where the fifth verse, we talked about where part of it we completed. I'm not able to complete, one or two full verses because of the time. Sometimes one nama may take a little more time. One nama may take a little less time. So sometimes what happens is we may be able to take two verses and another two or three names from the next verse. So we have to learn to pick up from where we have stopped. And we saw the fifth verse last time. I will chant the fifth verse and then I'll tell you where we stopped and where we have to start now. So the fifth verse says, Swayam Bhushubharadityah Pushkaraksho Mahasvanaha Anadinidhano Dhata Vidhata Dhaturuttamaha. So here we were in the word, in the name called as Aditya. So that is the 39th nama out of the 1,000 names, 1,008 names. It is the 39th word. So he says Aditya. Aditya means what? That consciousness which is available in the orb of the sun, so that I can relate to Ishvara in a pratyaksha form, in the form of sun. That is why Surya is called as Surya Narayana, or also where it is also called as Pratyaksha Ishvara, Pratyaksha Brahman. Because in the form of Surya, as the very life giver, we worship Lord Surya, and whatever is the tejas, the heat, and the life sustaining principle in Aditya is nothing but this Lord Vishnu in the form of consciousness. So, the one who is available as the golden colored orb of the sun. So, Bhagwan Shankaracharya says, Aditya Mandalantastha Hiranmayaha Purushaha Aditya, the golden colored. Of course, Bhagwan Shankaracharya gives many other names also. Another meaning that is given to Aditya is he is the Adhipati of this entire universe. Adhipati of this Mahi. Mahi means this earth. Adhipati of this earth. Why? When sun rises, life comes, the life force comes into action in the jivas on the earth. And when the sun sets, it's time for all the jivas to rest. So Aditya can have this meaning that number one, that consciousness, Aditya Gata, Yadaditya Gata Tejaha. Lord Krishna said in the 12th chapter, I am that consciousness which is available as the Tejas in Aditya. Similarly, Lord Vishnu is the one who is the Tejas, the life-giving principle in Aditya. Aditya can also mean that this Lord Sun is the very Adhipati of this entire earth, because of whom the earth is sustained, the earth is nourished. That's why there are names given to different Adityas. There are 12 Adityas, Dvadasha Adityas. Pusha is one of the name, the nourisher. Lord Vishnu as the nourisher present in the form of Aditya, nourishes the entire earth and the jivas on the earth. So we can take these two meanings. So whenever we look at sun, whenever we do the Gayatri, whenever we just look at the sun, we can say that this is Lord Vishnu. What I see as the Tejas, what I see as the light, what I see as the sustaining principle in the sun is nothing but Ishvara, Lord Vishnu, in the form of consciousness. Okay, so that is the meaning of Aditya. Then the 40th Nama, what says is Pushkarakshaha. Pushkarakshaha means the one who's lotus eyed. Now, this is a physical attribute or a physical character of Lord Vishnu, specifically for the sake of Upasana. If I can concentrate upon the lotus eyed Lord Vishnu, if those lotus eyes of Lord Vishnu give me an alambanam to connect to Lord Vishnu, why not? So that is why in Dhyana shlokas, we see that whatever 1,000 names we are going to chant, we are going to actually picturize or visualize a particular deity with names and forms, with the physical attributes, with the ayudhas, those are carried by that particular deity. All these are meant only for us as an alambanam to focus our attention and also to concentrate upon that particular, Ishvara in that particular form whom we are connecting to. Ultimately, all deities, all names and forms, all my Ishta Devatas, ultimately they represent Ishvara. That is the total. That is why Lord Krishna said, in whichever form you worship me, it doesn't matter. It ultimately comes to me. And he said, I will give you the karma phalam of your prayer through those devatas only whom you have really taken for upasana. So that means what? Here we are trying to see Pushkarakshaha means the one who is nothing but the one with beautiful eyes. We find that in all these Sahasranamas. In Lalita Sahasranama, we find everywhere beautiful eyes because, after all, the eyes of Ishvara are the eyes of everybody. Every living being who has eyes, it is nothing but the manifestation of the total. Sahasrakshi, Sahasrapat, we say, the one with 1,000 eyes. Every eye. Naturally, that eye, which is the total, has to be the most beautiful. It is more of a poetic way of connecting with the physical attribute of Lord Vishnu. Then the 41st name we have Mahaswanaha. Mahaswanaha means the one who has inherent in him a very, very adorable sound. This Lord Vishnu is the very repository of an auspicious sound. What is the meaning of auspicious sound? It is the Vedas. The Vedas are the ones which are the most auspicious sound, the Veda mantras. And where did these Veda mantras come from? All these Veda mantras have come from Ishvara, from Brahman. They were there in the unmanifest form at the time of Pralaya. And when the new creation came, along with the creation, the Vedas also came. That is why Chaturmukha Brahma has 4 heads, which represent the 4 Vedas. The Vedas are also not any human being's creations. Vedas also have come from Lord, from Parameshwara, along with the creation. Therefore, Mahaswanaha means that it is the Lord Vishnu as Parameshwara is the repository of all the Vedic mantras. And we have one Shantipata which says when we chant the Brahma Sutra, For Bhashya, we chant that Yo Brahmanam Vidadhati Purvam Yo Vai Vedanscha Prahinoti Tasmai Tam Hadevam Atma Buddhi Prakasham Mumukshurvai Sharanam Aham Prapadye. That Lord, that Parameshwara, when he created Chaturmukha Brahmaji, along with him, he gave him the 4 Vedas also, the Vedic mantras also, to be there along with the entire creation. So the Vedas came with the creation. And these Vedas are the most auspicious sounds you can think of. And Parameshwara or Lord Vishnu is the very repository of these auspicious, adorable, worshipable sound, which is nothing but the words or the mantras of Veda. Okay? Another meaning that is given by Bhagwan Shankaracharya is that it is said in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad that when the creation came into existence, Lord Parameshwara or Lord Vishnu breathed out the Vedas as if he's breathing out very, very naturally, effortlessly. All the mantras, the auspicious sounds of the Vedic mantras, literally anayasena, they came out of Parameshwara. Parameshwara means Ishvara, the total Vishnu. Here in our context, Parameshwara, Ishvara means Vishnu because we are taking Vishnusahasranama. If we are taking Lalita Sahasranama, then in that context, Parameshwara, Ishvara means Lalita Devi. So here we are taking Vishnu Sahasranama. So when we say Brahman or Ishvara or Parameshwara or Lord or Bhagavan, all these names are indicating Lord Vishnu because in our context now, we are seeing Lord Vishnu as the very Parameshwara, as very Ishvara. Therefore, it is said here in the 41st verse, we saw that he is also called Lord Vishnu Mahaswanaha, the one who has in him all the Vedic mantras, which at the time of creation come out like as though Parameshwara is breathing out, anayasena, they come out. Next name, the 42nd name, Anadhinidanaha. Anadhi means the one who does not have an adi, the one who does not have a cause, that which has existed all the time, that which is not a product of anything. Ishvara, Bhagwan, Lord Vishnu or Brahman, Parameshwara did not start at a particular time. Lord Vishnu was not born. As consciousness, as Atma, Lord Vishnu always existed, Anadi. No birth, no beginning. Beginningless consciousness is Vishnu, Lord Vishnu. Then Nidhanaha, no Nidhana. There's no question of dying. No birth, no death. Why? Lord Vishnu is the very consciousness Svarupa. So there is no beginning, there is no end. Adadi Nidhanaha. That means the 2 Shad Vikaras are ruled out. Okay? Jayate is ruled out, Vinashyati is ruled out. Therefore, other Vikaras are also not there. That is why Lord Krishna said in the 2nd chapter, Ajo Nityaha Shashvatoyam Puranaha. Ajaha means Anadi, unborn. Okay, Nityaha, the one who doesn't die. Shashvataha, ever remaining the same. Puranaha, ever remaining as new as it was. So here, Anadi Nidana means there is no birth and there is no death for Lord Vishnu. As consciousness and existence, Lord Vishnu exists all the time. So Anadi Nidana. Okay, next one. The 43rd Nama says Dhata. I suggest you keep the book of Vishnusahasranama with you so that, in that particular verse, whichever word we are taking, for discussion, you can see that word. And I'm sure every person will have a Vishnu Sahasranama book, even a small book is okay, just to see where you are connecting yourself to the verse and where this word is coming. Because I can't go on going to the previous verse and connect every time, then we will not finish it for 2 years, because that much is the stuff that is there. So just keep that Vishnu Sahasranama book, small book, and try to look at the verse with which we are dealing, and try to see which word of that verse is coming, so that it will be easier for you to understand. So the 43rd verse, the 43rd nama is dhata. Dhata means what? Vishwam bibharti iti dhata. The one who supports the universe. The one who supports the universe. Earth supports everything, so earth is called dhatri. Dhatri means what? The supporter of whatever is there on this earth. Here, dhata means what? The one who supports the entire universe. Lord Vishnu, as the creator, as the sustainer, as the destroyer. Destroyer means the resolver of the universe, sustains this entire universe. And therefore, he is called as the Data. Okay, then it is also said that, according to our Puranas, it is said that it is that thousand-headed serpent Adishesha who actually supports this entire universe, but on it is Lord Vishnu. But remember this one understanding, one meaning, that dhata means the one who is the supporter. Bibharti, Vishwam Bibharti iti dhata. The one who is the support of this entire universe is dhata. The next name, 44, Vidhata. So one is Dhata, one is Vidhata. Vidhata means what? The one who gives the karma phalas, karma phala data. We saw that earlier also. Bhavanaha, we saw that word, that name Bhavanaha in the previous ones. So as I told you, sometimes there may be 25 names in Sahasranama which are talking about the same meaning, giving the same meaning. So here Vidhata means the one who is the giver of all actions, the phalam of all actions. And Lord Ishvara or Vishnu as the Antaryami in every jiva also is the one who makes all my sense organs, the mind, the body, mind, sense organs to function. So, Lord Vishnu also is the one as an Antaryami which is responsible for my Kartrutvam. And naturally, as a Karta, I have to expect and accept the karma phalas. And ultimately, Vidhata. This is a common Vidhata we see in Hindi also, we see in many of the local languages also, we see. Literally, Vidhata means the one who mets out the prarabdha karma phalas to everybody. So basically, it is karmanam tat phalanancha karta vidhata. That's what Bhagwan Shankaracharya says, that he, Lord Vishnu, is the one who actually stimulates the body, mind, sense complex to do the karma. At the same time, it is that same Lord Vishnu who is the karma phala data also. Then next comes Dhaturuttamaha. Dhaturuttama is the last word of the 5th verse. Dhaturuttamaha. That means what? He is the very sustainer of this entire universe. Same name as Dhata. Dhata is the very sustainer. Vishwam Bibharti iti Dhata. Dhaturuttamaha. The most exalted support of this entire universe. There is no other support. We may say whatever is there on this earth, the earth is supporting. Okay, all the planets are being supported by our solar system. What supports entire thing, the whole universe, manifest and unmanifest. So Dhatu Uttamaha. The Utkrishta, the one who is the highest and the most exalted, the final, the ultimate sustainer of everything. Like that, if you see, we have so many sustaining principles here, isn't it? So, as a human being, water sustains me, food sustains me, air sustains me. Okay? So many things sustain me. There are so many things I depend upon for my sustenance. But what is that most exalted, ultimate sustainer? The one who sustains the whole universe, the one who sustains this Panchabhutas, the one who sustains the whole universe with all the laws, the one who sustains the birth and death and creations with karmas and karma phalas, ultimately is called as the Dhatu Uttamaha. Uttama Dhatu. Another meaning given by Acharya Shankara here is in the form of consciousness, Lord Vishnu sustains every living being in the form of Chit Swarupa Atma, in the form of Sakshi Chaitanya Atma, Lord Vishnu supports everything. In the form of Sat Swarupa Atma, the whole non living universe is also sustained. So, Sat Rupi, Chit Rupi, Atma Rupena, Sat Chit Atma Rupena, Lord Vishnu sustains this entire universe. That is why he's called as Dhatu Uttama. This body is sustained by 7 dhatus, isn't it? We have said that. Nava Sapta Dhatur, Nava Panchakosha. In Atma Shatkam we saw. There are 7 dhatus, Majja, Asti, all those things, there are 7 things because of which this body is in this particular shape, in this particular form. The skin, the muscles, the bones, all these which are called as the bone marrow, all these things which are fat, all these called as a dhatu, sapta dhatus which sustain the body, a particular body. But what do I see here? Sat Chit Rupena, and also as the sustainer of all the other sustaining principles, Lord Vishnu is the very dhatu, is the very central supporter of everything, dhatu ruttamaha. Now we'll go to the 6th verse. The 6th verse says, Aprameyo Rishikeshaha Padmanabho Maraprabhu Vishwakarma Manustvashta Sthavishta Sthaviro Dhruvaha. You have to be very careful when you read this line. Aprameyo Rishikesha Padmanabho Maraprabhu. No, it is Padmanabho Amaraprabhu. Don't make it as Mara because of the Sandhi rules there. It is just, and for the sake of the meter, it is just Padmanabho Maraprabhu. But actually it is Amaraprabhu. So let us see Aprameya. So many times we have seen this, isn't it, in our Vedanta study last 4 years? Aprameya means what? That which is not an object of our perception. What is prameya? Any object, anything which I can recognize by pratyaksha pramana. My eyes can see, or my ears can listen to it, or I can smell it, or I can taste it, or I can feel it. Pratyaksha pramana is one of the things, one of the ways in which I can recognize an object of perception. Then we have inference pramana or anumana pramana, by which I can, infer something. Infer something. Okay? From the chimney of the house, there is some kind of a, this one smoke coming. So I say, oh, there must be cooking going on. Okay? Like this. I see fire, I see smoke far away, and I can conclude or I can infer that probably there is some fire there. So this is inference. Like that, we have 5 types of pramanas or method of coming to a conclusion depending upon our sense organs. When we perceive something through sense organs, then we have the pratyaksha pramana, then we have inference, anumana pramana, then we have arthapatti pramana. Like that, let's not bother about that. Anything which is an object of perception is perceivable by pratyakshadi pramanas. And anything which is perceptible by pratyakshadi pramanas as an object is called as prameya. But what is Lord Vishnu? He is the very subject consciousness. It is the very subject Sakshi Chaitanya Atma. It is the very subtlest supporting principle or the adhishtanam of this entire universe. Therefore, Lord Vishnu is not available as an object of perception via any of my sense organs, which we have already seen. In Lalita Sahasranama also, we see that aprameya swaprakasha. Then you may say, if it is not available as an object of perception, how do you say Lord Vishnu is there? Lord Vishnu as consciousness is swaprakasha, self-revealing, reveals itself. Ahamasmi, ahamasmi, iti, this consciousness reveals itself. Lord Vishnu, in the form of this consciousness, reveals itself or himself every moment. Ahamasmi iti spurantam, as we saw in Dakshinamurti Stotram. All the time available to me as aham, as the very subject. Okay? Not the object. I'm not able to perceive Lord Vishnu as an object of perception, but because he is the very subject itself, I, the consciousness. Therefore, he is called as aprameyaha. So then, the next word is Rishikeshaha. What is the next word? The next name is Rishikeshaha. Rishikeshaha means, here it is the 47th name, which talks about, what is this? He is the Lord of all Indriyas. It is a consciousness behind all the Indriyas, because of which the Indriyas and the mind are able to function. And how Bhagwan Shankaracharya explains it, Hrishikani Indriyani Tesham Ishaha. Hrishika means sense organ. The one behind all the sense organs, as the Kshetrajna in every living being, because of whom, because of which all the sense organs are able to function. Many times I have told you this in our previous sessions, Shrotrasya Shrotram. That consciousness behind the ear, because of which the ear functions as the ear. Manaso manoyat, vacho havacham, sau pranasya pranaha, chakshusha chakshuhu. So that consciousness behind all the indriyas and the antakaranam, because of which the antakaranam and the indriyas are able to function. That's why he's called as Rishikeshaha. Rishikanam Rishikani Indriyani Tesham Isha. Okay, Rishika means Indriya, and Tesham Indriyanam, Indriyani Tesham, Ishaha means the one who's the consciousness behind all sense organs, because of which the mind and the sense organs function. If you know this much, that should be enough, because when we say Rishikeshaha, of course there is a place called Rishikesh, but here the name of the Lord Rishikeshaha means the one who's the consciousness behind all the sense organs, because of which I am able to objectify the world. Lord Vishnu is Aprameya, the very subject consciousness. And because of Lord Vishnu as consciousness, behind every sense organ, I am able to perceive the entire universe. I am able to identify, acknowledge, interact with the entire universe, objectify the entire universe. Therefore, Lord Vishnu is called as Rishi Kesha. Amara Prabhu. Next verse. Amara Prabhu. That's the next, not verse, sorry. The next Nama. Amara Prabhu. 49th name. What is the meaning of Amara Prabhu? He is the Lord of Devas. Amaraha, Amara means the Devas. They are called as Amaraha because these Devas in Swargaloka, it seems, they don't have any Jara, Vyadhi, Mrityu for a long time, probably till the end of this creation. They remain ever young, absolutely with wonderful sense organs to enjoy everything. Therefore, the Devas in Devaloka are called Amaraha. Okay, they are the ones like me. And who is Lord Vishnu? He is the very Lord of Devas. The very Lord of Devas. You may say, Indra is the Lord of Devas, isn't it? That's what we have seen. Devendra. Devendra is a local head of all the Devas, Swargaloka head. But the one who is actually the Prabhu, the one because of whom the Swargaloka is there functioning, the very consciousness, the very content of the Devas also is nothing but Lord Vishnu as consciousness, and therefore Lord Vishnu is called as Amara Prabhu. He is the very Lord of all the Devas. Here, Devas means all the higher lokas where the exalted jivas exist. It need not be only Devaloka. It could be all the other lokas above the the realm of the earth where these exalted jivas are there because of their punya karmas that probably they have done in their previous lives or whatever it is, they are there. And Lord Vishnu is not only the sustainer of this earth, Mahipati, but he is the sustainer of all the 14 lokas, including the devas and the devalokas. Then Vishwakarma. Next Nama, 50th Nama. We have completed 50 names out of 1008 names. Vishwakarma, the one who created the universe. Vishwasya Karta. We have already seen Sarvaha, Bhutanam Adihi. Isn't it? Bhutanam Adihi, Bhutadihi, Sarvaha. We saw earlier also. Now this is another word which talks about Bhagwan Vishnu, Lord Vishnu, as the creator of the universe. The one whose very karma is the creation of this universe. That's why he's called as the Vishwakarma. That's why Bhagwan Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita that I am the creator of all the lokas. I create the entire universe. That is my karma. In spite of my karma of creating the entire universe and all the lokas, I am not affected by any of them. If you remember, Lord Krishna says, I am the creator. All the lokas are created by me. I create this entire universe. I am the Vishwakarma. My work only is, my karma is only constantly creating, sustaining, and resolving the universe. But in spite of all that karma, I am not afflicted by what I am doing. The karma doesn't bind me, the karma phala does not bind me. So here, Vishwakarma That is, he is the one, Lord Vishnu as Ishvara is the creator of this entire universe. Next, Nama 51. Manuhu. What is Manuhu? Mananat Manuhu. The only thinker, it seems, the one who can really think is Lord Vishnu. Through every intellect, as the consciousness behind every intellect of every jiva, it is the Lord, it is Ishvara, Lord Vishnu, who is really the thinker. The mind cannot think without that consciousness, Lord Vishnu, behind it. So, Lord Vishnu is the ultimate thinker, the one whose presence, manaso manoyat, that consciousness behind every intellect, every jiva's mind, because of which the mind is capable of thinking. The buddhi is capable of thinking. All the functions of manaha, buddhihi, ahankaraha, chittaha, whatever functions are of the antakarana are there, are because of Lord Vishnu as the very backing principle of this. So, really speaking, Lord Vishnu or Ishvara is thinking through every intellect, every mind. When I say I am thinking, actually, this mind is not thinking. It is Lord Ishvara, because of which, because of whom, it is because of Lord Vishnu as Ishvara, this mind, all the minds, all the intellects are capable of thinking. So, Mananat Manuhu. The other meaning of Manu is there are supposed, every creation is supposed to belong to a particular Prajapati called as Manu. That's why every creation is called Manvantara. Every Manvantara has one Prajapati who is called as Manu. The name is common name. It is not, the Manu is not the proper noun. It is the common noun. We have Vaivasvata Manuhu. Like that, we have so many Manus who are there. Manu means the Prajapati, the originator of the Kalpa in the beginning. And Manuhu here means also Lord Vishnu is the one who is in the form of Prajapati, in the form of a Manu in every Manvantara. Every Manvantara, he is the one who is appearing as the progenitor or the beginning, the one who is the beginning principle of the entire universe. Then Tvashtha, next 52nd verse. Tvashta means the dissolver. Samhara samaye sarva bhuta tanu karanat tvashta. Okay, so what does it means? What does it mean? It means at this time of samhara, at the time of the end of the creation. See here, Vishwakarma in the 50th name talked about Vishnu as the creator, Ishvara, Vishnu as the creator. Tvashta, the one who resolves, the one who dissolves everything. We also saw that Sharvaha, correct? Sarvaha means the creator. Sharvaha means the one who is the resolver or dissolver. Again, Vishwakarma is the creator. Tvashta is the dissolver. Dissolver means what? The one who disintegrates or resolves, swallows that universe which has reached its end, which has reached its time. The time has come for the present or that particular kalpa to end. And at that time, the entire manifest universe goes into an unmanifest potential form again. And in whom does it go into an unmanifest form? Rudra Rupena Ishvara or Paramatma resolves the whole universe. So here, Lord Vishnu is presented as Jagatkarta, Sarvaha, then this Srishtikarta, Vishwakarma, as a sustainer, Dhaturuttamaha, Dhatuhu, Bhavanaha, and the resolver of the entire universe at the time of the Pralayam. Sharva we saw, then we saw here as the Tvashtha, the one who ultimately resolves everything. Then the 53rd Nama says Sthavishtaha. Sthavishtaha. Sthavishtaha means what? Actually, Sthavishtaha means very obese, very stout, big bodied. He's called as Sthavishtaha. But is really Lord Vishnu being talked about as an obese or big bodied person here? No. Since Lord Vishnu is the Bharta of the entire universe, as the one who is filling the entire universe with his presence in the form of existence, consciousness, Sarvagatatvat, everywhere he is there. Everywhere Lord Vishnu as consciousness is there. See, if you look at this Sahasranama, you see pure Vedanta in this. If you really, just pause to look for some time, every name is nothing but what we have seen in Vedanta. Every name, the Lakshartha is indicating consciousness, indicating Atma or Brahman. So, though this is an Upasana based thing, ultimately, if you really look at it, it's nothing but Vedanta. Every Sahasranama is nothing but Vedanta. If you take the Lakshartha, nothing but Vedanta. Now, Stavishtaha, when it is said, stoutest, the most obese, the fattest, what is the meaning of this? Can you say that however fat you are, you may be 200 kgs, even a mountain if you take, like you take some Himalayas or whatever it is, Andes or whatever, how much can the size of anything be? It should be limited only, isn't it? Ultimately, everything, every size of everything is limited. So, what is the meaning of Sthavishtaha? That which is beyond all the things, everywhere, Sarvagataha, Anoraniyan, Mahato Mahiyan. That consciousness which is more than the biggest, which is subtler than the subtlest, grosser than the grossest. So, Sthavishtaha here means grosser than the grossest, because everywhere it is there. Then in Purusha Sukta, it is said that I, the consciousness, engulf this entire universe, and I am Dashangulam, 10 inches more than that also, above that also. So here Sthavishtaha means, in the Virat Swarupa. If you take the Virat Swarupa as the physical world, the greatest. That is when we see Vishwarupa Darshana in the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna sees that Lord Krishna is literally occupying the entire universe. The entire universe is his body. That is the Virat Swarupam, the Vishwarupa Swarupam. So you can say that the stoutest means Bhagwan Vishnu Virat Swarupena, the biggest. Bhagwan Vishnu as the consciousness Swarupam is the biggest. If you take the Akara, stoutest means the Akara wise, then we can say the Virat Swarupam of Bhagavan. If we look at it from the point of the subtle point of view, Lord Vishnu is everything, pervading everything, more than everything, grossest, grosser than the grossest. But if you take Ishvara as the physical form, the Virat Swarupa, the Vishwarupa, Virat Swarupa, which Lord Krishna showed Arjuna, that Virat Swarupa, we can call it as occupying the entire universe. Therefore, this Lord Vishnu is called as Sthavishtaha. Then the next word comes Sthaviro Dhruvaha. Sthaviraha and Dhruvaha. Sthaviraha means the one who has always been there. Very, very, very ancient. Ajo Nityah Shashvatoyam Purana. There was never a time when Lord Vishnu did not exist. Sthaviraha. That which is the oldest, the most ancient, if you can say, which has always existed, is nothing but Bhagwan Vishnu. So Sthaviraha Dhruvaha. Dhruvaha means unchanging. That which has remained forever, Ajaha, Nityaha, remains Shashvatam. Dhruvaha, unchanging. What can remain unchanged? Only consciousness can remain unchanged. The body changes, the matter changes, Maya Prakriti changes. Everything is Vikari. Maya and all Maya's products are Vikari. What is that Avikari, Nirguna center of this whole universe, which does not change, which does not move, which has ever been there? What is it? It is nothing but this Lord Vishnu. And what is Lord Vishnu, who is remaining as this unchanging, immutable Dhruvaha, not changing in its course, not changing in its sense, no vikara whatsoever, no movement whatsoever. So, in the form of existence and consciousness, Lord Vishnu is Sthaviraha and also Dhruvaha. Always the same. Ancient. There's nothing older. There is nobody older than Lord Vishnu. There is nothing which is unmovable and dhridam. Sthanuhu, what we call as Sthanuhu. That name also we have already seen. Sthanuhu, like an anvil. So Dhruvaha, Sthanuhu, all these are the same. They give the same meaning. Then we'll go to the 7th verse. We'll read the verse. I don't know whether we'll be able to complete the verse, but we'll see what we can. Agrahya Shashvatah Krishnah Lohitakshah Pratartanah Prabhutasтрикакубдhama Pavitram Mangalam Param. Agrahyaha. We saw aprameya, isn't it? Just in the previous verse. Aprameya means what? Not an object of perception. Agrahya means what? Not an object which I can grasp. Aprameya means no sense organs of no jnanendriyas can perceive it. Agrahya means no karmendriya can catch hold of it. Agrahya. Brahman is not something which I can go and catch hold of. Vishnu is not something which I can go and catch hold of. I have to understand, I have to feel, I have to do the anubhuti that Lord Vishnu is everywhere. Lord Vishnu is not in one place. Lord Vishnu is not like an idol which I have kept, which I can grasp and I can keep it here or there. No. Agrahyam. Yattad adresham agrahyam. We have seen that in Mundakopanishad, isn't it? That which is adresham, that which is not an object of jnanendriyas. Agrahyam, that which is not an object of karmendriyas. Therefore, what is Lord Vishnu or Ishvara? Aprameyaha. We already say that, saw that. Neither available for sense organs of perception, nor available for karmendriyas for grasping. So he is what? Karmendriyaihi na grihyate iti agrahya. Karmendriyaihi. I can't walk towards it. Okay? I cannot catch it. The karmendriyas cannot do anything. Oh, let me see this Vishnu here. Let me see how he looks from all directions. Let me catch hold of him. No. Karmendriyaihi na grihyate iti agrahyah. That means the karmendriyas are aprameya, means jnanendriyaihi na grihyate iti aprameya. Karmendriyaihi na grihyate iti agrahyah. So agrahyah, agrahyah, aprameya means it is not a prameya, not an object of perception. Agrahyah. Okay, that is one thing. Next we have Shashvataha. Again, so many times we saw that. Shashvataha. We saw Sthanu, one name earlier. Sthanu we saw. Then Sthaviraha we saw. Dhruva we saw. Sthaviraha, Dhruvaha we saw. That is the meaning. Shashvataha, ever existed. There was never a time when Ishvara, Lord Vishnu, did not exist. Not a time when it won't exist. Lord Vishnu as consciousness, Shashvat Sarveshu Kaleshu Bhavati. Not an object of time, not limited by time. Ajo Nityah Shashvatoyam Puranaha. So you will find most of these names in Bhagavad Gita. When we have studied Bhagavad Gita, you might have seen Lord Krishna uses most of these names for himself and for Atma. Lord Krishna presents himself as that Brahma Swarupa, Atma only. So Shashvataha is what? The one who is always present, never absent. The body can be absent, the mind can be absent, absent mindedness. Okay, but Vishnu, Lord Vishnu, as consciousness is always Shashvataha Sarva Kaleshu, in all periods of time. That is what? In past, present, and future. Trikale api tishtati, satrupena tishtati, chitrupena tishtati, iti shashvataha. Then we'll take only one word. Next one, Krishna. Again, Krishna is indicating the bodily attribute of Lord Vishnu. Krishna means, there are two meanings given by Acharya Shankara. The one who has blue-black color, Megha Shyamam, Megha Varnam Shubhangam, we saw in the Dhyana Shloka. That is a physical attribute. Krishna again means the one who is full of joy, the one who is never sad. Just imagine Lord Krishna. In any situation, Lord Krishna faced so many problems in his life. From the very birth itself, Lord Krishna faced only problems. Every now and then, some Rakshasa came to destroy him. Every now and then, something came to trouble him. Isn't it? His birth itself was troublesome, but still, Krishna was always smiling. Krishna was always joyous and a source of joy to others. That's why he was so much of an akarshanam for all other people. Because of that joy, that was the very nature of Lord Krishna. So joy or happiness is the very nature of Vishvara or Lord Vishnu. Krishna means ever joyous. Krishna always means the attribute Megha Shyamaha or Megha Varnam. That's just a physical attribute for us to connect to. That's it. So I think with this we will stop at this section, in this session. Om Nandantu Sadhaka Sarve Vinashyantu Vidushakaha Avastha Shambhavi Mestu Prasannostu Guru Sada Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kashchid Dukham Apnuyat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Tat Sat.